So this meeting goes back over to Rizal, and Rizal, go ahead and bring us through it.
Okay, the secretary will be Mas Ghani, and the role will be record our meeting discussion, and also write down the everything for like this paper to record what our topic today, what the highlight today, and what to spend and what to improve. And Mas Ghani, do you have this paper already?
Wait a second.
You can actually.
Okay. Uh, I will start on the content NDM research first, and the first update is from Aldo. Aldo, the floor is yours. Aldo. Aldo. Okay, I will skip Aldo first, and I will start on my update first. My update is from Pivot B4.1 short-term ads. Currently, the ad is running in 4 days, and it will be finished on the 3 days left. And then it got 17, 17 link clicks on total, and also 2,800 of impression. But I didn't see any leads register in our type form, and that's just for the update. And next from the B6 or the zero, it's from using our local Balinese as our future partner. The update is I will run this ad in 7 days. I will use a different language, Indonesian, English, and France, and also still conversion using WhatsApp, and still same message and content. And the content will be like this, and it's still same at previous ads. And that's the only update. And I will run this ad by today. And next on the pivot G2.3 high standard listing for global market. I already create the content breakdown that include photos interior, and then photos exterior, and also um, infographic and area content. I already put the amount of photo in each and in each room, and also in each area. And that's for my update from this pivot. And then next on the pivot C3.1 maintenance DV website. I already create a matrix for now. I will do screening competitor list, which is a hostmaker from hostmaker, and from guesty, and then do block maintenance list. The list I already write there, and also I will create a sub discussion with Kasia, but create next article to write down, and I already create a theme for this. And I think pretty much it from me. And next from Mas Ghani.
Okay, you can hear me. Hello.
Hello.
Ghani, you might need to reload. You're echoing.
And also you have the screen open.
Oh yeah, I think you have two whereabouts. Oh, okay, there you go. Try now, Ghani. Oh wait,
Last my
Ghani, you have two whereabouts open.
Mas Ghani, kamu buka website 2, Mas.
okay.
Oh no, it's good. Yeah, go ahead, Ghani.
Udah.
Okay, so my update is on the initiative F2 point one, increase YouTube organic engagement. So far, I already add the thumbnail and add the hashtag on the description about the Python programming exploring travel dataset video from VD, and then add the text on it, and then um, on the listing optimization on the initiative G2.2. So far, I already add the optimize on the Kakol listing. I add the review on the caption hero photo, and then initiative E2.1 on the new format description and translation. I got the data from VD that uh, there is some information about the property that have a count of inquiry received, and I will working on the Mi Villa. So I did the description and then match with the inquiry. Okay, so far this from my update. Thank you.
Mas Ghani, from F1.3 Instagram awareness, is there any update?
Okay, so Instagram awareness, I think yes. Wait. Yesterday I already upload the infographic about the restaurant around Padang, and then today I will upload the infographic from Aldo about scooter riding checklist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And next to Aldo, your update, Aldo.
Okay, thank you for the Pivot Gate 2.0. I think I have no updates here because I have no reply and I haven't contact new person yet from this card. Next to next pivot the 2.1, I think there is no updates from there. The 2.0 also there's no update from that site. From there's no update from that card. And also the D1.7.1, there is a update from Beth source that we have the reschedule meet for at Wednesday 8 p.m. with Ta, and maybe I'll send the invitation today to her. Next to D1.6, no update to D1.5. I think we have update from feedback that the meeting will be on Tuesday, but the time hasn't chosen yet. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Aldo. And next from Kezia.
Okay, so that's my initiative research, I guess, because I want to maybe to make Bukit Vista a new branding in the future. So in my progress research result said that humanity value through truth branding awareness, it's so important, and it makes to increase the revenue on some of the popular brands through the Forrester research, and what Forbes said in the quote there. So humanity brand, it's really related to people nowadays instead of this current situation of COVID-19. So we can do more, not only sell or maybe promote our product or our service like property or our hospitality service, but instead promote and branding that we are a humanity value brand to the audience, I guess. Maybe on the next progress I will figure out what the good pattern to the content that will be can apply in the future for Bukit Vista social media, I think. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Kesia, and also please write your uh, uh, alphabet and number for this initiative.
Oh,
It's initiative from F, but I think it's F3.1. I think.
okay. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, and next to breakout meeting. Oh, sorry, this is from yesterday breakout meeting. Right, I think it's already done from the high standard listing, and Sikabut Kasia is already done, and YouTube and LinkedIn charity event is already done, ya Mas Gani. Okay, I will delete that. And is there any breakout meeting for today?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I'd like to call a breakout meeting at 11:20 with just everybody here, right, as part of a general discussion about leadership and about also Bayu and wireless integration.
Okay, Mr. Sir, please write that down. And then, is there any other? No, and I will do pairing with Kesia about writing the blog at 11:50. Okay, I
Also,
think
Mr. Chair, I'd like to pair with Ghani at 11:52 as well about writing the YouTube description and title for essentially training how to, uh, how to blog on YouTube actually with our meetings.
okay. Okay, I think that's all from the DM daily Scrum, and we move to a breakout meeting from leadership from Jim.
Okay,
Sir, yes, sir.
fantastic. Okay, before we do that, Mr. Chair, would you like to pick the next chair and also?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, for the next chair is will be Ghani, and secretary will be Aldo, and engineer will be me. Okay, thank you.
Okay, fantastic. All right, thank you very much, Rizal. I'll go ahead and begin the screen share. What I'd like to bring everybody into is a discussion about leadership and also about coordinating across different chapters right now. So we have some people coming from revenue management, some people coming from IT, some people coming from finance here to this particular chapter. Now, the great thing about this chapter right now is that I would say across the structure of the entire company, some of the most exciting work I think is happening right here. This is where there's a lot of exploration and discovery and also contact with the outside world, and that makes there quite a lot of energy here. Further to that, I'd also like to kind of bring together this vision of what we're aiming to do. So we are aiming as a company to become once again the world's most innovative hospitality company, and we're finding our way through that process right now by looking at in this chapter we're looking at markets where we can expand into. We're speaking with experts who have industry experience that can guide us along. That discussion with Paulo was actually pretty funny and insightful the other day about certain brands that we should use, certain ways that we can identify ourselves, and certain ways to structure a new company in Europe. Okay, so that part is exceedingly cool, but we're reaching sort of a part in the bridging process where this part of the bridge is growing, but the other part of the bridge, which is what are we actually going to sell, right? What is the new product that we're actually going to bring out? What is the new owner onboarding process? What is the software, or what is this thing actually going to look like? And that's why I wanted to actually introduce Bayu to this discussion so that he can tell us a little bit more what he's planning to build. And also, as we progress along the professional networking and the link building, we also need to get information back over to the product team, which is kind of like the revised way of looking at what Bayu's chapter is doing, so that they can build a product such that it would actually be useful for the people who could potentially use it. To make that more concrete, let's just think maybe John Wolfer. John Wolfer is an apartment block owner, and if we could actually get him to use some future version of Bigger to manage his operations and business, such that he can run it with fewer people, such that it is free, such that he only pays as he goes, then that would be something that would be the feedback that the product team would need to understand and build. Okay, so that's a little bit of context of how we're going to move forward in the future. We need to kind of have these sync up meetings such that you guys know what products are being built, and also Bayu needs to know how to build these products. And at some point, there's going to be a connect in the middle where we actually start shipping these products to different users throughout the world. Okay, so that's sort of like what the integration is about. All right, going on and sharing my screen, we'll talk about the next thing. One of the themes, actually, while Bayu's here, let me just quickly ask Bayu. Bayu, from your perspective, are there any things that we can do to help you right now?
Yes, actually. So I need to answer a few questions. So I will share my screen here.
I'll stop sharing and Bayu will ask his questions. Okay.
Okay. So currently we don't have any idea, or everyone don't have the same idea on what the product that we are building. So I think we need to answer this question first. So the first one, who will use it? So we don't know now. Previously, we built the app for us to use it ourselves in Bukit Vista as an employee, and then partner is just a secondary user. They don't use it, it's okay. They use it, it's great. But now for what we are building now, who is the primary user? Who are we building this app for?
Okay. All right. I guess that's discussion now, right, Bayu?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to. I'll moderate the discussion to just flow things along. Let's go to Ghani. Ghani, if we are going to build this super hospitality product that will allow, people to run their hospitality organizations leaner and be more agile, who do you think will be the primary user?
On the application, like uh, John.
Okay, like a person like John. Okay, all right, interesting. Well, property owner, perhaps. Okay, so that's one aspect. Let's go to Rizal. Rizal, who else do you think would be a candidate for the primary user of this app?
I think property owner and then staff.
Okay, all right, staff. Okay, very good. And then let's go to Aldo. Aldo, who do you think would be the primary user of this app?
I think property owners, on-site staff, and external service providers.
Oh, okay, good. External service providers as well. Okay, interesting. Let's go to Kezia. Kezia, when we develop this app, who do you think the primary user will be?
The customers, I guess, or maybe the audience.
Okay, and what is that customer? What is that audience? We have two sets of customers. Remember, we have two markets. One is the property owners, and one is the actual guests.
The customer that want to rent, to buy a short-term property, I guess.
Okay, people who are buying short-term property. So that would probably be a property owner. Okay, got it. Cool. So let me also give my feedback. Bayu, I think the property, to echo what people have said here already, the primary user is probably going to be the property owner or senior management, right? So it's either like the property owner as the senior manager or the delegated senior manager that the property owner wants to assign to this role. And then the secondary user, I think, would be on-site staff, property staff, and external service providers. That's the way I would see it. So the person who would download this app is the person who's going to be senior operations in. It's sort of like a general manager, in fact, right?
Representative.
Yeah, almost like a general manager. Owner's rep is just a person who speaks on behalf of the owner to a management team. But essentially, it would be whoever is the general manager of that property, the person who's looking at the finance, the person who's looking at the operations, and then the secondary users are probably people that are whatever, like working with in collaboration with the general manager.
Okay, so from what I'm hearing is basically the external services would be the secondary user, right?
Yeah.
Because that it's not their main source of work, right? Uh, and then for the on-site staff, I think they are also a primary user, even more primary than the manager and the owner, because they will use it every day. They are the person that filling up the data. They are record everything. A manager can check that like once a week. The owner can check that.
Yes. Okay. Very good. I agree.
And also, I think, yeah, I don't know. Oh, so Bukit Vista employee is there? Are we going to be a user as well, or just an admin?
Uh, I think for admin,
Okay.
Currently, we are a user, like hospitality, for example. We are checking the arrival list. We are checking everything right there. Um, so in this new app, where is Bukit Vista employee will use it? Will we use it actually?
Okay.
I
Let's go to Aldo.
I think we should use it because I see the Trello. There is some like operational stuff like attendee list and like uh, day off and something like that. I think it's the primary user too.
Okay. Let's go to Rizal.
I think for the employees, will still only secondary user because we only uh, uh, we only control and to be administrator to for like the service from the user want from us.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Interesting. Let's go to Ghani real quick. Any thoughts?
I think employee has administration.
Okay.
So
Administration.
fixing the data minimize the results.
Okay, got it. My call on this one, Bayu, is that we should either be a super user or an admin only for assisting purposes. Like we would we would just jump in case there was, let's say, a problem to fix the problem. But once the problem is fixed, we would disappear again. So we serve people who use this app. We serve the users of the app so that they can serve the guests. But
Hmm. I
in a
see.
model where they're increasingly independent.
I see. Okay, so okay, this one is an example. So like managing day off and then reimbursement. So it's not on this app. We need a separate app to do that because this app is basically for managing the property, not managing Bukit Vista employee.
Oh yeah, 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 totally, yeah. Not for internally. No, I would imagine.
Okay, so we are shifting from uh, this platform to be from internal tools into the user centric tools, right?
Yes, definitely. I think that's a very yeah. That's a good layout. Okay.
Okay, I think that's it for now. We can discuss that further later when we have any other thoughts.
Okay.
But next question: why this will be a useful product? This is from my perspective. Basically, we want this app to reduce time to manage in-person activity for operational tasks.
Yes.
Example. Uh, there's a lot of case like guest complaint, for example, take more than 1 hour because the manager is not on site or the owner is not on site. The owner cannot be called, something like that. So this will reduce that. So basically, the person that can have decision is the on-site staff themselves. So they use their practices. They have their practices. They have their resources. So basically, they can manage it inside like a Gojek driver basically. So a Gojek driver will never need to wait for the supervisor or the manager or or anyone to do this, but they have their own button. They can do whatever they want with the button, and then it will be recorded and then can be evaluated later. And then okay, so this one is the idea of super hosting. So we can do, or the staff can do personalized hosting that can be planned using this app. Like they can do a conversation between manager and the on-site host or staff. Like this guest needs something special, honeymoon, or they can talk about that in the app, and then when it's the time the guest arrive, the staff understand what to do because they already talk about that, and that's already recorded. And then yeah, all the third one is all the activities are recorded. This is for audit and also checking performance. Like bad review, for example, we can then check why is there a bad review. Is there anything missing in the steps that we taken before? So we can really use AI, for example, to enhance this. This is from my perspective. Is there any other thoughts from you guys?
Okay, let's go to Ghani. Any thoughts on your side where this could be? Okay, all right, very good. In relation to content, I think also this will be useful for maybe understanding. Well, actually, I won't say anything about that. That's I don't even. Let's go over to Rizal. Rizal, any thoughts?
I think like additional requests from client, like from the staff, from the uh, senior manager to want to request some like content request to Bukit Vista team, or like request operational training like that.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So kind of like a product, like if this were a game, it would be sort of the place where you go to trade for things, right? Like you go into the store, you buy an upgrade on your armor, you buy an upgrade on your weapon, you buy an upgrade on your costume. Okay. All right. That's kind of cool. Actually, it's sort of like an in-app store where you can upgrade for additional services. Okay. That's a cool idea. Let's go to Aldo. Any ideas on your side?
Oh, good.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Kezia, any thoughts on your side?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Back to you, Bayu. Okay. Wayana. Sorry, Wayana.
Um, I just have a question. Like, I'm just trying to understand like the flow. So basically, okay, this is like, for example, this is a personalized hosting. We can be planned using this app. So, for example, like if the guest wants something, is that message go to the app? How they know? How they know that what is something wrong? What the guest want? Like, is that from us still like to send the message to here to the app, or how is that work?
Let's go to Bayu for comments.
Okay, so that's actually will be answered in the next question. So where are Bukit Vista services going to fit? Do we still need HAR, or are actually the on-site staff will do HAR for us? So that will be answered later. If you have any thought, we can talk about that later.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Let's continue, Bayu. Go ahead.
Okay. So where they can access it, it's pretty simple. What I'm thinking is just a mobile app because everyone is using a phone, and then a web app just in case they are using a computer on their reception area.
Yes.
And then yeah, the key features. Basically, this is what we always do anyway. So guest management, like check in, check out, review, pricing, dates, and special requests like that. And then also staff management is like day off, shift, and then reimbursement, all that sort of things, housekeeping, and then accounting management from guest payment, payout, and then even expenses, laundry, and probably also sales, like on-site sales, like beverages, extra breakfast, or something like that. That's what I'm thinking about. But
Yes.
do you guys have any opinion on that?
Okay. Bayu, I think it'd be actually kind of cool to build a table on this. There are sort of features that we're going to put in, and also features that we won't put in, so that it's sort of clear on both ends. Okay, let's go to. Bayu, may we kind of create a table like feature list and non-feature list on the same thing, like
Okay.
what goes in, what won't go in type thing, so we can kind of see what it would feel like. Let's go over to Ghani real quick. Ghani, any other features that you think would be necessary for this app?
Sorry, sir, I still recommend that.
Okay, got it. Let's go over to Kezia. Kezia, any other ideas of what features need to go into this app?
Maybe not idea, but I want to ask that is this app can be used to monitor the cleaning and sterilization process through the property, because when I join the community daily sync app, I just here there want to monitor
Very good.
its property. Yeah.
Very good. Okay.
Maybe I don't know.
Fantastic. Okay, so Kezia's question is excellent. I will attempt to answer that question. Kezia, in terms of monitoring the cleanliness of COVID safe CSC, the only way to do it effectively is to have some sort of transparency. So the way that we're planning it to do it right now is that there is going to be a checklist on every room, printed on, and it's going to be laminated, right? So with an eraser, and then a date, and then the cleaner signature. So essentially, it's sort of like a hand signed,
Hotels.
yeah, it's a hand signed signature on each particular room saying that this has been COVID clean. So the guest can see it and the staff can see it, and we can't see it in that particular case. That's where there's no full transparency. So why do we do that? Because it's really a contract between the guest and the staff. They're the two people who are actually going to be directly involved. So we decided to use that way to manage it. Now, right, there could be ways where the staff might lie about it. They might just check off the whole thing, or they might just change the date. If that happens in the certification process, we have essentially a punishment process. They get 2 warnings if there are guest complaints regarding cleanliness, and then by the 3rd complaint, they will be removed from the certification, and they will need to either recertify or they will take their chances without certification in the general uncertified listing pool. Okay, so that is the sort of the semi-manual way to do it. Now, moving over to Bayu, if we could get the certification process transparent to us as well, where we can see what it looks like, I think that would be great. I think the way to do that is perhaps just a small box before check-in, and the staff just click yes, COVID safe for the entire property before the guest check in, before they can even actually communicate with the guest, or before they know the ETA, they need to give us the COVID safe certification, right? And then they can see the ETA. That could be the A, if you, and then we will, right? So you need to clean the place, give us COVID safe certification, and then you can see when the guest is arriving. So that's what I would imagine for that part. Okay, but thank you, Kezia. That was a good question. Let's go over to Rizal. Rizal, any thoughts on your side on what features need to be implemented?
All good for me, sir.
Okay, all right. Let's go to Aldo. Any idea?
I think all good from me.
Okay, very good. All right. Also, I'd like to also add this in, Bayu, some sort of owner dashboard, right? I guess that's in the accounting management, but maybe it's more like financial management, all the income coming in, and so they can also track. And some way to maybe set their risk appetite, right? Do they want to risk having a lower price and higher revenue, or do they want to, sort of have some other thing? So that could be kind of cool. Okay, all right. So the things I think that should not go into this app is we should probably not have any reservation work being done by on-site staff, right? I think that's pretty clear. We will do the reservation work, and I think we will do most of the guest coordination pre-arrival. This part replaces on-site visits. This part replaces, I think, training and coaching and constant like whatever. And this part, I think, replaces all the follow-up that should be done by on-site staff rather than Bukit Vista. So reservations shouldn't go in there. They should. Revenue management will probably not be done in app, of course. That will be done as an outside service, and then we'll just port that in. And then community management services, I think, can also go in. So community announcements, like, oh, hey, by the way, today is the community sync up. Please come, and it will be hosted on this channel, right? So there can be a notification or some sort of reminder for each type of user. That would be pretty helpful. That would help us. That would become a part of 3C. Okay, cool.
Okay, noted. So okay, let's talk about the next thing. So when this will be launched? When we want this to be launched?
Okay, let's go over to Ghani. Ghani, any preferences on your side when this should be launched?
Because we still doesn't know the situation in the future, right? Where is the guest travel?
Okay, all right. So no thoughts. Let's go over to Ghani. Doesn't know when guests are going to come back, so he's doesn't really know. Let's go over to Aldo. Aldo.
Okay, so can we finish that first? So in case we don't know when guests are coming back, do we need to wait until guests are coming back to launch this or not?
Okay, let's open that up for discussion. Let's go to Aldo. Aldo, should we wait until guests are all back before we launch this?
I think we have to launch it before guests arrive because we have time to teach the maybe on-site staff and property owners to know the things that we make, the product that we make.
Okay, very good. Let's go to Rizal. When should we launch this?
I think Indonesia will be normal at Juni or July for the local free COVID. But I think Juni or July will be a good time to I don't know like do MVP for this product.
Okay, all right. And just to wrap up real quickly, Bayu, I think we need to get a product and MVP as soon as possible. The reason why we need to get it as soon as possible is so that the professional networking that we're doing right now can be more useful. The professional networking we're doing right now is asking for mentorship from pretty senior people. But if we can also pivot that from just asking for mentorship, but to also pitching a product, then that would be much more powerful. Like in the case of John Wolfer, in the case of Bursu, in the case of even Andrew Shapiro, all these people who are pretty senior in this industry, if we can show them a product, a Chip, who we got back to as well, if we can show them a product, then that allows us to have much more interesting, fulfilling, and continuing conversations. We can go and say, hey, look, would this product actually solve your problems as a hotel owner? And we can also pivot, Aldo, from not just talking with people who have skills, but we can talk to actual clients. We can talk to maybe the owner of Santika Resort and say, if you had this, would this be helpful for you? And that then would extend our professional networking into almost like direct marketing in a way. So the sooner we have an MVP, the better. I don't know what the timeline of that is possibly, but if I had it yesterday, that would have been great. Then all the people we talked to would have been okay. But let's say, yeah, by June, I think would be great if we could have it. And if not even that, Bayu, then maybe a sketch, maybe just a dummy app, just something that let's say if it's a wireframe, I think is what it's called. I forgot what we did, but essentially, if you could just show them, hey, look, if you had this function and you can click this button and you could see this, would this actually solve your problems? And then we can go through the research and development of understanding if the architecture is functional.
Okay. Okay. This next question is how we are going to develop it. So I guess that's first we need to, I don't know, I don't know what is it called. Design, and then MVP, and then user. No, MVP for user test, and then launch. So in the design process, I think the one that being talked about is yeah, basically there's a wireframe, then there's a, I don't know, if we want to incorporate external party to evaluate this design before we actually develop it, then that's also good. So basically we are going to use this to create our timeline to develop this. So we won't spend too much time to code this actually before the design is actually good enough or felt useful enough. Um, so are we going to include this in the project in the professional networking?
Yes, actually, Bayu, I'd like to sort of integrate this part. This part I think is fairly important. Understanding, I think, the user journey. What is the user journey going to look like? Where is this person going to download? Where are they going to first even hear about this application? Are they going to hear about it from an ad? Are they going to hear about it from because Bukit Vista is pitching? And then the next step is where are they going to? Where's the first touch point? And then really thinking about like the way that Apple thinks about the entire journey of a person through their products. Like where do they first hear about the product? Where do they go to buy the product? Where what happens during the unboxing process? What happens when you boot it up? How do you like experience this? So I think that part is something that we need to have some material back from you guys. If this is, let's say, if this is an architect, then I think the architect, we need to get some sketches out to our clients and ask them, hey, look, is this something that would be interesting to you? Would this actually solve your problems? Would this, and so that through that process, I think we can refine the design and get it to. We're answering these questions on behalf of our users right now, but we haven't actually asked our users to give us direct feedback. I think that part is where, let's say, the activities inside professional networking can really gather insights to help. That being said, Bayu, I also don't want this to be a blocking step, meaning I don't want it to be like, because the research can be, I think, done in parallel with some minor development, with just some framework development of the product. It's sort of like a chicken and the egg question. How will people use it if you don't have anything to show them so far? So I think there should be a development towards an MVP, but as that MVP path is going through, we also need to like refine our understanding of what the users will actually need and how they will plan to use this and really get that part more fleshed out.
Okay.
Okay, so
Uh,
in sort of a I don't know coding way, I guess the front end will probably need quite a lot of research, understanding what the interface will be, and then we need to understand like I guess the key back end features, what are the key sort of things that we need to offer, and then really how to refine that front part more than just even the code, but before like such and such. Okay, before the people even use the app. Okay,
okay. So the next one is where BV services going to fit, like partnership services and employees. What services we still offer and we will not offer anymore, and then how the partnership will goes and employees who are Bukit Vista employees now is the which uh, yeah. Who's the employee now? Like, if we are managing the on-site staff, for example, are they actually booked as an employee as well, or how does that work?
okay. Let's go around and generate some discussion. Let's go to Ghani. Ghani, any ideas on this one?
Mm, I still prefer the, the last flow.
Okay, the previous flow, yeah? Okay, let's go to Rizal. Any thoughts on that?
Mm, I think like for the staff property staff, I think uh, we still it's like they like Bukit Vista employees because uh, our I don't know, like our flow from the first until the end is will be that stuff too. So I think
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. Bayu, I think this will be like Gojek then, right? So are Gojek drivers Gojek employees? Not really, right, Aldo? Right, yeah. So are Airbnb hosts Airbnb employees? Or are freelancers part of freelancers employees? Or if you upload a YouTube video, are you a YouTube employee? So I think in this particular idea, it's more of the on-site staff. They're like users. So we essentially are sort of collecting users on behalf of, let's say, the owners and the also the primary user. Or the primary user is the on-site staff, and we're collecting that and organizing that such that the management and the owners will have easier time to sort of manage what's going on. In that aspect, I don't think that they're employees, but they can still be managed. What is management? It is onboarding people, training people, giving feedback to people, and correcting behavior, and also making decisions about when, if it doesn't work, to terminate the relationship. So I think that can be actually done digitally and through the efforts of the app. It can be just like the way that any person who is an OJEC can become a Gojek driver. So on that part, I think is pretty key. As far as our core competencies, I think I think right now we're doing content, but in the future we should probably plan content, right? So what is essentially the we're more like editors than actually content creators. So we will edit and we will qualify and we will enhance and we will set new and innovative new guidelines for content production, just like what we do for, let's say, hospitality. So we will decide what type of content will be shot. We will decide what type of editing process will be done. We will decide what type of sequencing will be done in order to make it like a Bukit Vista property. Of course, part of it we will do in house, but as we go global, most of it will be done probably through contracting third parties to produce the work, and we will essentially qualify the work for for quality. And I think the same can be applied to everything else too as well. Let's say if it's revenue management or anything, I think it's essentially we teach the process and we control the process, and then we can. For revenue management, it's very scalable, I suppose, because one person can manage like thousands of properties. So that part may need to be done in house rather than out. Um, Communications with guests, ideally, all the reservation communication, like all the stuff related to converting a reservation and cross selling, that should be done inside Bukit Vista. But then, like in terms of in terms of guest updates, I think that can be delegated to Instagram during the on trip experience, and then post trip experience gathering feedback that could be done by on site staff or whoever, and then the feedback comes back to Bukit Vista, and then content is then generated around that feedback, and that goes back into either the listing or to Instagram. So I think content services like content coordination will be done in house, marketing will be done in house, and necessarily content creation can be sort of delegated to whoever can take photos and write copy. Okay, that's essentially the vision I would have for the moment. Um, for partnerships, I think partnerships would be handled by marketing in the future. So marketing would go out, they would track people in to download an app. The app would get downloaded, and then from there, it would be community and customer support would manage that relationship. So community would welcome people in and sort of keep them inside the process, keep them updated, keep communicating with the new owners, and sort of easing their process. But the pre-onboarding process, maybe a small sales team to sort of explain how the app works, like Christian from Cloud Beds, but not so many like full-time market builders like the way we had before. Okay, that's where I would see how this app would integrate. So it would work more like a channel manager. Yes, go ahead.
For the partnership, I think like before this is like when we are talking like get a new partner. Okay, I'm thinking on the MD perspective. So for partnership, I think so. Instead of like we are like ask we filled up like what is the amenities and stuff. So basically, just one way journey from the partnerships. Like imagine that I'm have a new property. Like I want to be a join of Booking.com, for example, or Airbnb. I don't need to go back and forward with the provider, right? So just one. Okay, how many bedroom you have, like three, okay, click through. After that, like you have this amenity A B C D, and then okay, are you agree with this term and condition, and click agree. And then the should be next is picture whatever that you need to like to fulfill the to fulfill and create the listing actually. So you don't need to go back and forward that
Okay, so
much.
you want the partner to drive the process then, basically.
Yes.
Okay, if you have the partner drive the process, you probably will realize that there'll be fewer partnerships then too as well, right? Because they will get stuck and then they will stop and they will find somebody else who can help them sort of do the whole thing. So there needs to be actually a clear understanding, I think, everyone, about what is possible from the app side and what is possible from the person side. Most of our partners, if I understand correctly, are partnering with us because they're not good at computers. And if they were, they would probably just list it themselves anyways, right? Like so many other people do. So there needs to be some sort of understanding that there will be some sales work involved for gliding people in, and some of it, yes, ideally should be the lowest friction process, right, to get that done. Okay, all right. So I think that part, yes, user pain points and understanding where the user pain points might be. Okay, anything else, Bayu? Back to you.
Mm, okay, I'm trying to understand from all the discussion here. So basically, I think yeah, we will discuss actually user standpoint why they want to partner with Bukit Vista instead of doing it themselves, right?
Hmm.
Because in the partnership side, if we are going to ask the partner actually to do it themselves, like filling up their amenities and filling the survey, even creating an account for themselves by themselves, they might stop and they if they can do that themselves, we better do that themselves from anyway, right? So I think this could be the services that Bukit Vista Cell provide. We will provide uh, the service to build their or gather the data that they have. Like user don't know that or partner normally don't know that a sign on the street is important for guests, but we know. So if we are going to ask that to partner, like, hey, what is the best part of your property? They might not know that, but I think this could be one of our service that if you want to be, if you decide to be partner with Bukit Vista, then someone from Bukit Vista will come to the property, will do an evaluation of the property, what is missing, what can be improved, and what is already good, listing for you. You don't need to do anything. But basically, that's the service that we are doing. This is why I think there's a lot of app still does that. Like for example, like SiteMinder. SiteMinder, they don't sell any software. Just they sign up online and pay and use it. But they will send someone to set that up on the computer of the reservation person at the hotel, and then connect that to the channel manager and do that everything. And then the next day the employee will work and everything is ready and set up. I think that's because of this problem. A lot of hotel people or reservation people are not tech savvy. They don't have any time to set up software by themselves and configuring it. So this is where the software company actually coming and try to help with that. Am I right on that? Is there anything
I
that is
agree.
not
Right.
right?
Most of the properties need that high touch. I think content. You guys, wait. Actually, let's go to content. Ghani, how many times have you helped people set up their software?
Um, if 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 they I don't know, sir.
Let's go
Actually,
to.
uh, up to date with ice Wi-Fi internet, and they adapt with technology. I think they can.
Okay. Let's go. Okay, Ghani, it's kind of hard to hear what you just said on my part, but I think you said something about technology, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go over to Rizal. How often do you feel that a user or an owner is technologically competent about using Toki or whatever independently, all on their own?
Mostly young user or young partner will do by themselves because they still want to learn how to use it. But
Tindy
for,
Mhm. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
for the all people, they still want us to teach them.
Okay, got it. All right, so I think that's already kind of known at this point. We could just say we only address young owners who are competent enough to actually download and install this themselves and click out through the whole thing, or we could probably address a larger market by thinking about older users too as well. I'll also remind everybody the best properties tend to be owned by older people. It's just like kind of a pattern I've seen too as well. Okay, great. We've ran out of time, and actually some of these meetings I think we'll need to go into overtime. Ghani, I'll need to talk to you later on today, maybe at 3 o'clock, about the copywriting for the video. Bayu, thanks for coming in today. I think this can be an ongoing discussion. We meet every day at 11 o'clock, so Monday to Friday, and you can pop in whenever you want to get feedback from us. But I think as soon as give us a little bit more direction about, let's say, what you want to do, and then we can shop your wireframe or whatever your design around to partners. Right? We can ask maybe community to start asking our partnerships what are these questions that you want to have answered, and and we can look for maybe potential partners in different countries and ask them would they actually be considering to buy something that had this feature, this feature, this feature. Okay.
Okay, I will start this basically this month. I will start designing this and presenting this internally, like every week or every few days.
Mhm.
So that feedback.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you for that update, buddy. All right, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry, as a moderator, I failed today. Sorry, I should have actually timed it a little bit better so that it didn't go through. But I thought that essentially it's kind of rare to get Bayu here, so I wanted to get all the information about what we need to do out. So going on into the next thing, I think if you have a sub discussion, then please just roll into that sub discussion now. Ghani, I'll try to let's do this, Ghani. 12:45. Yeah, can I meet with you in about like 1 hour from now? 12:45, and we'll talk about that how to write good articles for YouTube. Okay. Welcome. Okay. Welcome in, hospitality people. Please stay inside. And then if you're in content or digital marketing, you can exit right now. Okay. All right. See you guys. Okay. Let's go.